Welcome to my video. This is my horror story for you. I hope you like it. Now sit back and watch. The Awakening of Mummies. In the heart of the scorching Egyptian desert, where the relentless sun casts long shadows upon the shifting sands, the ancient pyramids of Giza stand as colossal monuments to the past. It was in the shadow of these awe-inspiring structures that an archaeologist named Dr. Amelia Hart and her team embarked on a daring expedition. Little did they know that they were about to unearth a horror that had slept for millennia. Dr. Hart was a renowned Egyptologist, and she had always been fascinated by the mysteries that lay hidden beneath the sands of Egypt. Her team, comprised of seasoned archaeologists and researchers, joined her with a sense of excitement and trepidation. Their mission was to explore an uncharted pyramid, not far from the famous trio of Giza, which had remained sealed for thousands of years. As they entered the long-forgotten pyramid, the air grew heavy and damp, the walls of the narrow passageway seemingly closing in on them. The hieroglyphs on the walls were intricate and foreboding, depicting scenes of gods and pharaohs, but also strange figures that Dr. Hart couldn't identify. Her unease was shared by her team, but their curiosity drove them forward. Deeper into the pyramid, they came upon a chamber unlike any they had seen before. A massive stone sarcophagus dominated the room, surrounded by smaller coffins and treasures of a long-lost civilization. The sarcophagus was adorned with eerie inscriptions that hinted at a terrible curse, but the allure of discovery was too powerful to resist. With great effort, the team pried open the sarcophagus, revealing a mummy wrapped in tattered, ancient linen. Dr. Hart marveled at the preservation of the body, noting the intricate jewelry and amulets that adorned the mummy. As they began to carefully remove the layers of cloth, a feeling of unease settled over the team. Just as the final layer was removed, a powerful gust of wind seemed to rush through the chamber, extinguishing their torches and plunging them into darkness. Panic and confusion swept over them, but it was the unearthly silence that sent shivers down their spines. Suddenly, a distant, haunting sound echoed through the tomb, like the mournful wail of a lost soul. The team strained their eyes to see what was happening in the pitch-black chamber. That's when they heard the sound of shuffling footsteps, coming closer and closer. It was as if something was moving in the darkness, something that should have been long dead. In a burst of blinding light, their torches sprang back to life. The chamber was empty, and the sarcophagus lay open. The mummy, however, was gone. Dr. Hart and her team were now gripped by sheer terror. They had awoken something that had been waiting patiently in the shadows. The curses inscribed on the tomb's walls had not been mere superstition. Desperate to escape, they retraced their steps through the narrow passageways, pursued by a presence they could not see. It was as though the very air was filled with malevolence, closing in on them with each step. As they reached the entrance, they could feel the oppressive presence receding, but a distant, otherworldly whisper echoed through their minds. It was a warning, a plea from the ancient beyond, telling them that they had meddled with forces beyond their comprehension. They emerged from the pyramid, shaken and pale, leaving the long-forgotten chamber and its secrets behind. But the terror that they had unleashed would haunt them for the rest of their days. The mummy, once entombed for eternity, was now free to roam the earth, exacting vengeance upon those who had disturbed its slumber. Over the following weeks, members of Dr. Hart's team began to experience bizarre and horrifying occurrences. They heard the mournful wail in the dead of night, and some swore they saw a shrouded figure lurking in the shadows. The curse that had been warned of was real, and it was taking its toll on the archaeologists. One by one, they succumbed to a gruesome fate, their life forces drained by an unseen force. Dr. Hart was determined to end the curse and protect those who remained. She delved into her research, seeking ancient incantations and protective spells that might offer a glimmer of hope. In a final, desperate act, Dr. Hart and the few remaining members of her team returned to the pyramid, clutching scrolls and amulets meant to ward off evil. They descended once more into the chamber, where the malevolent presence awaited. A battle of wills raged within the tomb. The archaeologists chanted incantations, their voices trembling as they fought to push back the ancient evil that had been awakened. Shadows danced in the corners of the chamber, and a ghastly figure, the mummy, emerged from the darkness. The final confrontation was a fierce struggle, an otherworldly battle between the living and the dead. Dr. Hart and her team chanted the ancient spells, and the mummy writhed in agony. The cursed entity resisted with all its might, but the forces of ancient magic were ultimately too powerful. With a final incantation, the mummy was cast back into its sarcophagus, the lid sealed with heavy stones. The ancient tomb was resealed, and the archaeologists fled the pyramid, their ordeal finally at an end. The curse had been averted, but at a great cost. The pyramid, once an unassuming monument to the past, now bore the weight of a terrible secret. Dr. Hart and her team had paid the price for their curiosity, and they carried the scars of that fateful expedition with them for the rest of their lives. And so, the pyramid in the Egyptian desert remained a silent sentinel, a testament to the dangers of awakening the dead. Its mysteries would remain locked away, waiting for the next unsuspecting soul who dared to venture into the heart of darkness and awaken the horrors that lay hidden within.